Hello guys, my name is Jayesh Pawar. In today's tutorial, we are going to see how to solve 1D problem in HyperMesh. And the problem which we are going to solve is rod element subjected to tensile load. Now let's directly go to the HyperMesh. This is your user interface once you open your HyperMesh software. As you can see, this is your user profile. We are going to use OptiStruct as a solver. So click on OptiStruct and click OK. Once you do that, this is going to be your user interface. Now the first thing which we are going to create is our material property. So just click on the material over here, materials icon. Once you do that, the window will pop up and you can just rename the material whatever you want and just click on the color whatever you want. In type, you can select isotropic and card image as mat1. Mat1 is basically properties of a material such as Young modulus, bulk modulus, etc. So once you do, just click on create and edit. Once you do that, you can see the properties of material has been pop up. E stands for Young's modulus, G stands for bulk modulus, mu stands for Poisson's ratio, rho stands for density, and this on. Now we are going to activate E, mu, and rho. You can change uh, the values of E, mu, and rho as you want. Once you do that, just click on return and return. Now your material has been created. And once you do that, we are going to go in 1D page over here and then go in Hyperbeam. Actually, Hyperbeam is a creation of a cross section. So go in a standard cross sections and select over here which cross section you want. Now in our problem statement, we have taken a circular cross section. So circular cross section and click on create. Once you click on create, another window will be popping up. So just give the dimensions of it. Now the dimensions which we have to is 50 mm. Just click on here, 50, enter. And to resize it, just click on here, fit to screen, and just go to file and exit. Once you did it, just click on return. Now your cross section has been created. So you have to assign a property to it. So just click on icon property, give a name to it, solids, or I will give 1D rod. Give any color as you wish, and the type which we are solving is 1D, and card as P rod, card image as P rod, as we are going to solve it in a rod problem. Material which we have created, and cross section as a circular cross section which we have created right now, and click on create. Now we are going to create a component to it. So just click on here and give a name to your element. Just give any color whatever you want. I'm going to take just random color. Property, the right now which we have created, click OK and just click on create. And make sure you have given card image as no card image from here, no card image, and click return. Once you do that, the first step after this we are going to do is creating a geometry. So go on a geometry page, click on nodes. I'm going to create one node at 0, 0, 0, x0, y0, z0. Click on create, and another node at x500, y0, z0. Click on create. Once you do that, the nodes are created. Now just click on the fit so that you will be able to see where you have created the nodes, and click on return. Now to create a rod element, just go on the 1D page, create a rods. Once you go there, click a property which you have created and element type as C rod, and just click on two nodes. Once you do that, C rod has been created, and click on return. So first we are going to create a load collector. Go on a load collector to create a load. Just click on load collector, give a name for the load. Now we are going to give a name as fix, which means we are going to fix one of a node. So just click on create and return. As you can see over here, a load collector has been created with the name of fix. Go in the analysis page, go in constraints, and make sure the load type which you are giving is SPC. SPC stands for single point constraint. So just click on the node and click on create, and make sure that degrees of freedom we have given all are restricted. Then return. Once you do this, your load collector of fix has been created. So now we have to create a load collector for force. Just go on a load collector and rename as force. Once you do that, just give a random color to it and click on create. Now click on exit, and you can again go in analysis page, click on force, give a magnitude of force. Now we are going to take 10,000 and click on a node and click on create, and then click on return. Once you do this, the only last step remain is load step. Means make sure that SPC and load has been ticked, and in SPC stands for single point constraint, means your fixed point, and load stands for loading which you are going to add. So just go in SPC, click on over here and fix, and for load click and force. When you do that, just click on create and return. Now the only thing remains is to save a file. So I'm going to save a file as save. Okay. Lecture. I'm going to create a new folder as T1 problem 1 and the rod. Click on save. Once you do that, just click on analysis page and go in OptiStruct and click on OptiStruct. Once you do that, your problem will be get solved. You can just go and result. You can see the results has been pop up. Just click on XY plane. So we are going to view our element from XY plane. Go in the contour over here. From contour, you can select a result type as displacement and click on apply. Once you click on apply, you can see the element as showing the displacement, and if you want to play the video of it, then just select over here to play. Now the deformation is too small, then we have to just scale it by deform and give the scaling value as 100. Let's check it out. As you can see, it is very fast, so I'm just going to slow the speed. Yeah, now it is visible. Yes, and if you want to increase the value of scaling, then you can again add one more zero over here and click enter. So now you can see the deformation. And if you want to see the stresses develop, click on contour again. Result type, select as equivalent stress, make it pause, equivalent stress, and method as simple, and click on apply. You can see the stresses. We are getting a uniform stress for an entire body. So this is how we solve 1D problem in HyperMesh.